In this video, I'm going to install the cheapest 200-watt solar panel kit I could find on my 2018 Thor Ace. And I'm going to do it in about 3 hours. And I'll show you a few mistakes I made along the way. So hopefully you don't make the same ones I do, and you can get it done just that much quicker. So this is the Werchtay or Werchtay. Try to put something here to show you, but it's a 200-watt solar panel kit. So it's got two 100-watt panels in it. They're a monocrystalline with a 30-amp charge controller. So it's 25% high efficiency PV module for RV, rooftop, boats, trailers, vehicle, caravan, off-grid systems. So it comes with the charge controller. The picture shows it coming with wires, with splitters, and with all the mounting hardware. So let's open it up, see what we got inside here. First panel kind of looks like a decent length of wiring to it, and there's everything else. Yep, so here's our two panels. They look decent enough, and then everything that was in the box. Got hardware here, taller, that's sure, and then the splitters. Quite a bit of wire, which is actually pretty nice in case we need to set it up farther away. And then these solar charge controllers here. That's it. It's pretty simple. It's got USB and USB-C if you need to charge. So now we're in the back of the coach clearly, and underneath the bed is where all of the electrical components are. So I've already taken this apart, just 4 screws on mine, but pretty simple. And now we have access. This is a 2018 Thor Ace 30.2, and it says that it's solar ready. Obviously, as you'll see on the top, the connections are already up there. I had to watch a couple of videos because I could not find where these wires come down into. I saw one video and the guy's like, here, it's a red and white one, and I couldn't find them for the life of me. People in the comments were trying to ask him where they found them at. So they're not easy to find. I looked for almost 20 minutes through all of this rat's nest, gave up, walked all the way around the RV, looked in all the compartments, came back, looked at the video again, came back again, and it took me 5 more minutes to find it. So I've already taken them out of this wiring loom. So here's an orange and white wire in this wiring loom. Now I saw this loom. This loom was way down here along the floor underneath all these other looms. And I had moved it around and I didn't open it up. So this time I said, heck with it. It ends and it goes to nothing. So I opened it up, and sure enough, I found my 2 wires that I need for this. So they are there. It's just because they start here and they come up from that hole there, and then they go underneath all the rest, and they're pretty hidden. So that is what's going to go to our charge controller, and I'll mount the charge controller down here somewhere. I'll show you how I wire the negative and positive on the charge controller, but I think I'm just going to wire it right down here. So this, for the negative, is going to go to this negative, basically, bus junction, and then the positive, I'm just going to use this one right here on this solenoid. It has a positive right there. That is the positive. It looks like it goes into the fuse box. So that's the one I'm going to use. Before I get on the roof, my first order of business here is going to be to mount these brackets onto panels because it's cold outside. And this is all 10mm hardware, so it should go on pretty easily. The next step is to cut some butyl tape. Now what I like to do with the butyl tape, leave the the wax paper on one side, press it on there, press it on there. You don't need to say press it on there like I do, especially like I said it twice. And now when we lift it up on the roof, it can just slide on these till we decide where we want it, and then peel them off, screw it down. So I'm gonna do the other one, and then we're gonna get them up on the roof. Well, this is about where I think I'm going to put them. Got that one flipped over so I can take those zip ties off. But looks like if I put both of them here, I'll have room to walk around, and it's going to be close enough that I won't need any of this extra cable. So I'll just leave this extra cable for another project. I've got a whole pocket full of zip ties here in case I need to zip tie mine down. I've got some of these cable stay thingies in case I need to hold them down, hold the cables down. I got a little more butyl tape because I always want to put butyl underneath there, and then some spray on glass cleaner so I can clean the surfaces here. And when I'm done, it is cold today. If it gets a little warmer, I've got to make sure, check my die core. I've got another project going on over there. That AC is getting installed. I'm waiting for parts, but I will put some die core on top of this once I'm done. So let me get set up and put these on. Cool, they put some little rubber plugs here. That helps us out. Well, one thing I could have done, and you could do, is maybe get a stud finder up here and try to find studs or something, because a third of them felt like they went into nothing. But at least 2/3 of each panel has good contact. So yeah, once they're covered, you should be good. Pro tip, don't be me. I forgot to take this backing off the butyl tape. So I just did this side, and I'll work my way across one side at a time, taking the screws out and actually removing the butyl tape backing. All right, when I backed my wires off, I am a little sad because I won't be able to see the display or use the USBs with it underneath the bed. The only other way would be to actually drill holes and literally just run wires out and under this. So it's going to go up here somewhere. Let me double check the wiring. You would assume orange is hot, but it has a black piece of electrical tape on it. So I'm guessing orange is the ground. But why? Because coming out of the inverter, everything's white. 2 white wires. Let me check here. So I'm assuming power is coming from the panels. So these wires are probably hot. But this is, you can see here, you would assume, like all these other white wires, except for the one coming out of the converter, that white wire is ground. But on the converter, there's 2 white wires coming out of the converter, one hot, one ground. Or yes, one hot, one ground. And they're both white. But what they did was put a piece of black electrical tape on the negative one. And on this orange one here, they put a piece of electrical tape on the orange one, which you'd assume is the hot wire. So I got my multimeter here. I mean, I'm guessing DC. Let me go to 3 digits. All right, so 24 volts. So the orange wire is positive. So it is, let me go backwards. Let's do this just for giggles. For giggles, I will go red to white and black to orange, and we get negative. So yes, the orange wire is hot. They just put a piece of electrical tape on there to confuse you, because Thor. Why would you not do anything that makes any sense in the RV industry? I wish I had the little leads. I'd like to put these little leads on these, but I don't have that. So I'm just going to cut it down. Let me get the wires, bro. What I don't explain well here is there are 6 lugs on that solar charge controller. The 2 on the left are where the positive and the negative enter from the solar panels, and the 2 in the middle are where the positive and negative go out to the battery. The 2 on the right are for an external device. So that's what I'm connecting here are the solar panel positive and negative, and the battery positive and negative. That you have a reading. Problem is my eyelet here is too small, so I'll get another one. Finish this install. 12.5 volts, it says, to the battery. Let's see if we can't charge this little guy. Yep, it's charging. That's cool. Let's see if there's any instructions. Make sure we're doing this right. Well, that's the setup we're going with. Again, like I said, I wish it was outside so I could use those USB ports, I guess. But pretty simple. It says it's pushing 12.5 volt. It's auto-detected lead-acid battery. So if I did upgrade to lithium, I wonder if it would notice and then automatically push out a 14.4 volt float instead of the 12.5. But it seems to be okay. So I'm happy with that install. It seems pretty simple. And we'll see if that alleviates all of the battery dying problems, because this thing always this thing has a slow leak in it, and the battery will die over the course of a month or so if it sits outside for too long without starting it up. But now we've got solar, and we'll see how it affects the rest of the systems and the 12-volt air conditioner we're about to install. But I think my Flappy Bird light is about to die. Do you see what I see? I was just about to turn this on and say that was almost too simple, because I put the bed back on, the mattress back on, the bed piece back on, all the screws back in, and I hit the power button and the lights are flashing. So clearly it's doing something, and it's not connected to the right side of that battery switch or something. So let's open it back up. Well, what could I possibly have done wrong here? I have a theory. I connected this power wire to this solenoid. I am thinking that this solenoid is the power for the main, for the house power. So I probably should try switching it to the other side. So I'm going to take this off real quick, check my theory, check the voltage, turn off the main house power, check the voltage again, and we'll see what we got. So now the ground is connected to the grounding lug. Here we have 12.2, and here we have 12.2 volts. Let me go switch the power off. Listen for that to click, because I hear a click. I'm guessing that's what clicks. And we'll see what changes. Power's off. Do we have 12 volts on this side? No, we do not. Do we have 12 volts on this side? Yes, we do. That's my problem. Let's do this again. But let's hook it to this side. Well, we have voltage. We are connected, and we're not flashing. So, all right, let's go hit the switch. Well, let me just take you with me this time. So, it's not flashing. Let's see what our battery monitor says. 12.59 volts. Master switch on. Working. Master switch off. There we go. Now let me put it back together again. All right, guys. Well, that was actually fairly easy. Big thing I don't like are these screws. They're way too small. This is 1/4 inch Luan foam, like styrofoam, and another 1/4 inch of Luan. So I'm going to go find bigger screws and maybe even take these out, get some like Gorilla Glue, pour it down the holes so that maybe that glue will set up inside of that foam and help these screws out, but then just a big wide screw. So before the weekend's over, before I cover these with Dicor, I'm going to go ahead and put another screw in there. But other than that, it's already charging. Once I turn the lights off and the power off, the power went up, 0.1 volts. So we're good to go. This is going to do well up on the RV. It's got a great location for the connector. If I ever want to add more, I have tons of space up here. But for now, we're good. And we'll see, once I finish installing that, if these make a difference. See how long it'll run on these lead acid batteries. But thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.